So, welcome to this edition of Traveling with the Chair Live. Cheryl and I are on a ship, and we'll talk about that. But for those of you that didn't know, she's Cheryl.
He's Ken.
And so we're glad to have you with us as always. If you're watching on the replay, we're glad to have you there as well. To start with, we'll go through some of our normal things. So the first thing we love to know is where you're watching from. And for us, where we are changes. So right now, we are in the Caribbean Sea or the Caribbean Ocean, headed north toward Bimini. And I looked out the window just to see if I could get an exact spot, but it's just water out there, so I couldn't tell you. We left Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic about an hour and a half ago. The sun is starting to go down. It's been a really pretty day. Cheryl and I didn't go ashore, but we did get a little bit of time in the pool.
That was fun.
Yes, it was fun in the pool. It was nice. So we have a comment. So let's see what we've got here. Oh, hi, Pam. You made it. So you're working, so you only have to be here after 8:15. Okay. Well, it's nice to have you with us, Pam. Go back to my banners. Also, do us a favor. If you have questions for us, put them in the chat. Now, I have to apologize. First off, is that our guest couldn't make it. She was something happened today while they were ashore. She was with a group, and evidently somebody got injured. So our special guest couldn't make it, but we'll answer most of the questions that we can, and I'll be with her tomorrow. We'll find out answers to anything that we don't know. So we will get that for you. And I see we had a couple other people join. So again, let us know where you're watching from. I'll put that one up for a minute. And if you're watching on the replay, again, we always like to know where people join us from. So please put that in the chat as well. We're going to start with saying that the Scarlet Lady is... Hold on, I gotta answer the door here. Hello, I would like to have some water and ice. Okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
You're welcome. May I have the empty one?
Sure. Okay, so we got...
I'll talk to him. You just do that.
Yeah.
Just take that. Ken injured his arm last week, so they've been very helpful keeping us with ice so he can put it on his arm.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's pretty much impossible to get thirsty on this ship. They give you, each individual gets their own glass of cold water, flask of cold water, once or twice a day. So you can stay hydrated even if you're staying in your room.
Yeah, and that's interesting. We got disturbed. It was my fault because I didn't put the do not disturb sign on. And I should remember that, you'd think, but I don't. But we were talking about the Scarlet Lady being different. And there are so many things, and we'll go through them a little bit more individually. But there are so many things that are different about the ship. And as we've talked to people, we were talking with a lady in the pool today. And what did she comment on, Cheryl?
She made a really interesting comment. As soon as she said it, we're like, oh, that's so true. Normally in a cruise ship, you'll have, they start with their announcements on the first day with learning the life jacket and the safety, making sure you complete all that. And they keep, reminding you to do it until everybody does it. But then after that, they'll interrupt you with the weather. They'll tell you what's going on in different parts of the ship. They'll encourage you to go to the port, instructional lectures they have. It's almost a barrage every hour, every 2, 3, 4 hours during the day, early in the morning, sometimes in the evening. And on this ship, once everybody finished their safety briefings and all that was done, it was quiet for several days. No announcements until they had the crew drill on port day today. So And it is. After a while, you realize that's one reason why it's so relaxing here. There's no pushing for you to go somewhere to do anything. There's no interruptions. It's just a nice, peaceful cruise.
Yeah, I was saying that's the one of the things, and it's just very mellow, very low key. Though, from a color perspective and from the staff perspective, it's not necessarily that low key because the staff has been amazing. And here's one of the things that I learned. I'm doing a little training on the ship while I'm here. Is that this ship has more single cabins for crew members than almost any other ship around. Most of this crew has their own private cabin, which is unheard of. The bigger ships, the mass market ships, they tend to have 2 or 3 people in a cabin, and it gets to be really tight. There is no tipping, so they pay the staff well, which has been we've had amazing service. And I would say that everybody has been super happy that we've talked to. Don't you think? As far as
Oh yeah, the staff loves being on the ship, and they make it easy for you to be happy on the ship, and they love having the guests on the ship. And one employee of the ship that we spoke to, he said he came on his first Virgin Voyage cruise and was recruited right on the ship, and he just loved it so much he just applied and they hired him.
Yeah, I see that was one of the things, and we've enjoyed that aspect of it.
There's a comment.
So, a comment from Pam. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the things. It was interesting because we were talking to somebody in the pool about it. Today it was a port day, and the ship's not real full. The pool was almost empty. They do have pool lifts, so it's that. We were worried a little bit because all the pictures, you never see one, but it's portable. They put it out when somebody needs it. They take it out and put it up when nobody's using it.
And there is around the pools on this ship is a large flat area where they have like I guess little beds, mattresses, like
day beds.
Day beds. So you can sit out there in the pool. So that makes it a wide expanse. So the pool lift is not one of those that's on wheels that rolls out to the pool. Rather, it inserts into a connector right there close to the pool. So they had to move one of the mattresses out of the way to get it in there. And so we have a video coming on that and how it works. And it worked very nicely the way they always do. If you give them about, a 15-minute notice, or really if you told them the day before what time you thought you'd go, it would probably be easier for them.
Yeah, but it worked really well. So, and that brings me to my next point. Because if you look at the advertising for Scarlet Lady, and it's like a lot of ships, but this one just came across to at least to me and to Cheryl that it was for people younger than us, for people that were in better shape than we were, people, and
all night dancers.
Yeah. And so what we found is it's okay to be old. It's okay to be fluffy, and I'm a little bit fluffy. And it's okay to be disabled. There's we've seen quite a few people with scooters on, people that are older and have challenges. It is very much other than children. You got to be 18 to get on the ship. But if you're over 18, you're fine on the ship. And so that's been, for us, I thought, a very pleasant surprise because I felt very comfortable. What about you?
Oh, even the staff. I mean, sometimes cruise staff that you see are like, they could all be models. All of the entertainment staff could all be models. And on this show, on this ship, and in the entertainment staff on the ship, and in the regular staff, you feel like, well, I belong here. These are just everyday people who really want to do this job, are enthusiastic, love to do their job, do a great job, and they don't necessarily look like models. So it feels like a real community, a closer knit community, kind of, because you just all fit in right away.
Well, collectively, Cheryl and I are 3 for 3 too. But again, it's been one of those things about this ship that have made it such a pleasure to be on board. And what we found is our cabin. Now we're going to get to tour some other cabins, or I'm going to get to tour some other cabins tomorrow, hopefully, and see some other accessible. One of the things that I would say is I would rate our room as very good. Uh, and it's interesting. One thing they did that's made it very nice, and our Echo, the gentleman that just brought me water and ice and all of the things that we need. One of the things that he did that has made it easier anyway, is he disconnected the automatic door closer, so that when you open the door, you don't have to fight while you're trying to get in and out. And for Cheryl, when she's by herself, that's really useful. Sometimes the door closer's a struggle when you're trying to get in or you're trying to get out and hold it and move your wheelchair, those kinds of things. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And he just said, hey, would you let me take that loose for you? And it took me a second to figure out what he was talking about. So our room is really cool. Some of the features that we love about it, it's got a nice balcony, plenty of space, and they don't call them balconies, they're sea terraces. It has a hammock. I have a picture of me in the hammock. Cheryl's going to try the hammock. We just haven't gotten around to
the hammock is a sitting hammock. It's not a reclining hammock. The two ends are fairly close together, and it's fairly high up. So I think for me it'll work because I have tall calves. But and then the door,
long legs.
Yeah, the door and the door to the terrace is raised. I mean, the floor is raised, and it has one of those automatic. When you open the door, the little plate comes down and closes the gaps so that you can slide right in and out, and then the ramp outside. So that's nice. And also I like the curtains, the sheer curtains, you close by hand, but the heavy curtains, keep the light out in the morning, but they have open button for automatic opening and closing. That makes it really easy because when you're handicapped, it's really hard to close a heavy curtain. And they're floor-to-ceiling curtains, so it works really good.
Yeah. All right, Pam. We'll talk to you later.
And then another thing about the room, it has the roll-in shower, the roll-in bathroom. It has a wave door. You wave the button to go into the restroom, and after you're in there for about a minute, it'll close by itself. It has a lock you can put for the shower, so if somebody should accidentally come to clean your room, you're safe in there. They can also leave the shower door open all the time. I mean, the bathroom door open all the time. They can have a setting where they can leave it open for you, so you don't have to be opening and closing it. But I like it that it closes because at night, then the light goes off, and when you go in there, and it doesn't stay on and wake your partner up.
Okay, but one of the things she missed about the door that's really cool is it is what you would call a pocket door. In other words, the door slides into the wall. It doesn't fold into the room where it's in the way. The other thing is that's really cool is it has a touchless sensor that you put your hand in front of, and it opens all by itself. If you want to close it, you can close it that way, or like I said, it'll close automatically.
And nearly all of the restrooms I've seen on this ship are like that. They have the wand opening, the hand waving opening. The other thing I like about this room is it has a curtain for the closet, which aesthetically speaking, some people may not like, but it means that there's no door getting in your way, and you don't have to. You just slide it. It has those big rings at the top, so it slides easy, and so that has really been a big help when you have a wheelchair or a scooter, not to have doors. There's no doors in the room. The only door that comes into the room is the main door to get into the room. After that, the rest of the doors, either pocket doors, the glass sliding door, and then the curtain on the closet.
Yeah, like I say, there's one little small door on the over the door side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the door side has a shallow door.
Yeah, and it's not, but it's so the rooms for accessibility are really well designed. And I would say this, let's just might as well go to the next point, is that overall the accessibility's been very good. Lots of automatic doors. There are some that you have to open, manually, but a lot of automatic doors. They have. It was interesting today, and we'll have videos of all of these because there's things that are just a little different about this ship. But they have a bathroom that is, let's say it says on the door, it says all gender. And so when you go in, there are, let's say, stalls for men, a couple of them, stalls for women, and then there's a stall for people that have mobility challenges.
They're really rooms more than stalls almost. It's like little mini rooms in the bathroom. And then there's two sinks that everyone uses.
Yeah. So it's different, but it's all been different in a good way. Though I used one of the restrooms today out by the pool that when I told Cheryl about it, she decided she would go to the room. And it was worse because we were in port. But when you're standing in the restroom, and it's a gender neutral restroom, but you're standing in the restroom, the whole wall is glass and you can see out perfectly. Now I'm fairly confident that it's a reflective glass you can't see in. I didn't go out, there's no way to go outside and look and see, but it didn't bother me. But that's one of those things that would not be Cheryl's favorite thing to do.
Exactly. Well, I also thought that gender, anyway, everything's been, there have been many accessible bathrooms. I mean, I've never had to go search. All the doors have worked perfectly. So that I've really enjoyed that. And the ship is not full, so there's never a wait for anything. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we have? We're going to talk about the boarding process next, because it was interesting in that for us, we got here really early because we like to be the first on the ship or as close to it as we can. But the process was really very easy. It opens at 1:30, and then they have like every 30 minutes, so you have like 1:30 to 2:30. I'm pretty sure it was every 30 minutes.
15-minute increments.
15. So if you arrive at your scheduled boarding time, and it's especially a little bit later in the day, the average time from, if you've done you got your app done, you've done everything you're supposed to have done before you get here, about 5 minutes to get on the ship from dropping your luggage, and going in. So that worked really well. We got here early. They opened up a little before. They opened up at about 1:20 or so. Let us inside. Again, when you have all the stuff done very quickly, we were upstairs in the lounge waiting. And that was one of the things that was different about this ship too, and about the boarding process, is they had he's a greeter, and he kind of attends to the boarding waiting area.
Yeah, they had. He reminds you, let you know there's juices, water, whatever while you're waiting.
But he was entertaining. I mean, he found everybody that had a birthday and had a big thing for sing happy birthday. He was just going nonstop, making it interesting. Oh, Phoenix Rising. Glad to see you, Cynthia. But anyway, so that and I'm sure he had to audition, because he was a showman. I mean, he made it very enjoyable, entertaining. He kept you occupied mentally, so you didn't feel like you were just sitting there waiting.
Oh, and then right before the boarding process, we decided to park at the pier and in the parking building there. Now, the parking building is owned by the county and maintained by the county. And so we parked, we got the elevator, we came down, and then there's a sidewalk that goes around on the outside of it, and it's covered. I thought, well, we'll just walk on the sidewalk rather than where all the cars are. It's safer. And so, and there seemed to be like a little rail, not a railing, but
stanchions.
Yeah, little. Anyway, it looked like an aisle. This is where you should go. So we go. So there's a ramp to get up to the sidewalk. We get up to the sidewalk. We go to the corner. We have to turn left to go to another ramp to cross over the street to get on the ship. Well, when you go to turn left, there's a step there. It wasn't a big step. Ken got me down. So I need to contact the county and say, hey, for some reason or other, this part didn't get a ramp, because there was a ramp to get on the sidewalk, and there's a ramp over by the ship on the sidewalk. So just keep that in mind. You might need to stay on the parking level for right now. Yeah.
Okay. But like I said, it was very easy. You go up the ramp by the terminal. There were people there who took your luggage. If you didn't know your room number, they'd look it up for you. Because in my case, my app was just a little slow coming up, and so he says, "Well, I just look it up," and he found our room number. And it was again one of the interesting things. As soon as we got on the ship, we were in the very first group to get on the ship after the rock stars, which are the suites. Our luggage was waiting at the door for us. Our cabin attendant Echo, he was waiting in the hall, or then like by the elevator. He asked what room. He says, "Okay, it's over here." He opened the door for us.
He asked how many bags you have, and we said 2. So he says, "Good, they're both here. So if you're missing one, then probably go look." I mean, this was fast. This was the fastest I've ever seen getting on a ship and getting your bags and getting in your room right away. And you get your room, you get your little room thing before you get on the ship. So as soon as you get on, you can get to your room. Nice.
Yeah. It was that piece of it worked really well. I'm very impressed. Talk about one of the other things that's very different on the ship. We'll talk a little bit about food. Now, for those of you that follow me on other social media, you'll notice that I have a quest. We're going to try to eat in all 20 restaurants on board. And we've made good progress. We've really made good progress. It's been difficult, challenging work, but somebody should do it.
We split it up a little bit. We split it up a little bit. I went to Razzle Dazzle last night, which is the plant-based restaurant, and it was wonderful. I did choose the plant-based foods, so I could try those out. I'll have to say the squash ravioli is amazing, and it's and they have this little sweet little berries in it. It's almost like a dessert. It was very good. I enjoyed everything I had there, and I have photos, and we'll put those up later with a blog or a video.
Yeah. Now I failed immensely last night. I went to Gumbay, which is the Korean restaurant, and I failed to get pictures, which means now I'm going to have to go back and go to Gumbay again. I'll try to find a slot I can fit that in. But let's start with to call it a buffet is wrong. It is a food court, and I guess that's the best description of it. Is where most ships would have a buffet. They have a food court, and that food court consists of probably 7 or 8, maybe.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of little different sections of the food court. They're separated. It's not like one right after the other. There's it's well thought out and well planned. I think you can get smoothly through nearly all the places, even with the wheelchair. I think even if it was crowded, I only saw one spot that might be a little tight by the popsicle cart. But
she would brave that spot even if it was crowded to get to the popsicles.
It was, but it's nice because you do not wait in line like at a food court, and sometimes they don't even they seem to keep you moving, like you're really wanting to look at the food, decide what to get, and they're like, "Oh, come sit down and look at the menu." But I like to see the food, gets my juices flowing. So anyway, you sit down at a table that you choose, and then they'll have a server come and ask you what you want, and they bring paper menus if you need it. They also have like the
QR code.
Yeah, the QR codes to see the menus, and then it can be customized, like the eggs, the scrambled eggs.
You can get omelets.
Yeah, omelets. You pick what you want in it. So just because you're picking off a menu, it doesn't mean that you're still not getting what you want. And the great thing about it is this way, instead of waiting in line, like say I like to have avocado toast with my breakfast, but I also want an omelet, which are 2 different places. You just order, and if you're ordering from all 7 different sections, the server will go around and get all that. You just put your order in, and then the food just shows up.
But it is always prepared to order, which is one of the things that makes it so unique and so pleasant. Is that you're not getting something that's been sitting on a steam table for 4 hours. It comes, it's fresh, it's made. I love that. And I love the collection because they have a place that does like noodles, like miso and like a udon, like a noodle house. They have a taco, like a street taco stand. They have a place that does the grills and does hamburgers. They have They have another place that does like paninis and cold sandwiches. They have there's a salad place where they'll make a salad for you. Some of these you can find as you come in. They have like fresh made in plastic containers.
Like
they
bento
have.
boxes.
Yeah, well, they have bento boxes, but they also have salads and some things that are like custom made. So if you're in a hurry, you can just grab that and go. But if you order something, it's going to be freshly made, and that makes it so nice. You can get breakfast all day here. The one place does breakfast, and they do breakfast all day long. So if you want your omelet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's okay.
Oh, the French fry. It was funny because I got the Impossible Burger, and it was very good. But more than that, the fries were they were fantastic. I don't know, they were so crispy and so hot. I knew they had made them right then for me and just rushed over me, and they were great.
Yeah, I thought the fries were amazing. The other thing, and we just did this afternoon, we tried the pizza place. And again, it's made to order. You go in and you order the pizza, and you can watch them make it. And I have liked the pizzas on MSC. We've liked pizza on Princess. We like pizza on Carnival. That we thought all those were very good. But I made my formal pronouncement today that the pizza on board here, it's the winner for the best pizza at sea.
It was excellent.
It was so good. And a good example is we had a little snack before that. So we just wanted a little bit of pizza. And, they're probably like 10-inch, that they cut in quarters. And so we got one that was half pepperoni, and she got one that was just like half cheese pizza because, she's not a huge meat fan. She's definitely not a pepperoni fan. And so we got that. And then they had the cheese and the crushed red peppers for it. So that was a 2 thumbs up kind of thing.
And they also have the salads. If you wanted salad and pizza, they have the salad boxes before you get in line. They also have some beverages there before you can grab a beverage, or they'll bring you water.
And so let's talk about beverage for a minute. I'll pop up this drink package one. One of the things that is very different is they don't have an alcoholic drink package, but they call them your basic bevies are all included. So your juices, no, not your fresh squeezed, and if it has to be made by an individual, there's an upcharge for it. But your coffee, but all your sodas, your sparkling waters, all of those kinds of things are included.
Apple juice, orange juice that's not fresh squeezed.
Yeah, but all of that is included, and wherever you are in the ship, if no matter what you want, they'll bring it to you. So I thought that was pretty good.
One of the coffee shops has hot chocolate for a fee, and been thinking about that.
Yeah, like I said, this is a real challenge trying to eat. They had one of the places that we stopped at today. They have like fresh fudge that was really good. So we tried that. They also had turtles, a bunch of other things.
But I think that everything on board brings out the child in you. They had, along with the fudge and the little turtles, and their little chocolate turtles look like turtles. It was very cute. I like it. They have red licorice on the side, and they have saltwater taffy. They have little things of popcorn, pretzels you can get. So just because it's for adults doesn't mean that you can't be a kid here and have a lot of fun.
You just have to be an 18-year-old or older kid.
Yeah, and they have like upstairs they have swings like tires with nets in them that you can sit and swing and lay back on in the sun, and it's just it's like I said, it's so much fun.
Yeah, and speaking of nets. They also have on deck 16, sticking out over the water in the back, they have a big net that you can go out and walk on. And Shaw has a picture of me laying down on it with her way below me. And then I went out and took a picture today standing on it. It is not particularly stable, so it would not be for Cheryl, because if you had balance issues, it would be very hard to walk on it. But it is, there's just a lot of cool things.
Heights anyway.
Yeah, she wouldn't like it for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, so it's just very fun. But the thing about the drink package that we like is because there is no drink package. You pay for each drink you buy, so you don't have people that are just drinking nonstop all day. the people here speak coherently and are fun to be around, and it's really not a problem. And everything they say, all their menus all say at the bottom, they do not encourage over imbibing. That's, it's just, so it's not. Sometimes I think on their advertising, you think wild, crazy parties, but it's not. It's just a lot of fun, but it's not wild and crazy, and it's not out of control.
Yeah, the entertainment is again different. I encourage everybody to read the show descriptions to make sure that it's something that you would like. I mean, there's nothing that I would say was embarrassing or anything like that. It's just that it is a very definitely a little more upscale or a little more adult form of entertainment. Great performers. We've seen some music that was really good. The show we went to last night, the performers were, I thought, excellent dancing. It was just primarily one main singer, but he sang pretty much nonstop for 45 minutes.
And you really get the impression the entertainers, they love what they do. Just like everyone else on the ship, I think they handpicked them for people who really enjoy what they're doing, and they want to do it for you, and they love you to enjoy it, and that was really good.
So far we have encountered nothing that I would consider a negative for this ship. It's been, like I said, we've had a great time on board. I went from being, kind of skeptical of whether I was going to enjoy this cruise as much as I have others. And now I'm like, okay, now this sets the bar pretty high for someone else, because it is just such a different product.
And I think too, because being from a handicap viewpoint, is that on a lot of the other ships, they have so many things I can't do, like the flow riders and all those things that really healthy people can do. And here I feel like I could do almost anything. I mean, they even have a little boxing thing. I think I could go on there and pretend to box or, work out or whatever. I just feel like it's really all inclusive in that. And that's something that, although I love to see the other people riding on the slides and doing those things I can't do, here I really don't feel like there's much that I can't do here, and it gives me a good feeling.
Yeah, in the one space where they had the candy, the other thing they have that's kind of interesting, again, and it's just different, is they have I forget what you'd call it, but it's kind of like shuffleboard, but it's on a table, and you little metal pucks, and you slide them down. They have two of those. They had
everybody loves those.
Yeah.
It takes a couple times to get it right, because you're just sliding them right off every time, and then you can start getting them good, and then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they'll stay busy all day. They do karaoke. They have private karaoke rooms. They were doing some public karaoke last night. They have air hockey table, a couple of those. They have foosball upstairs. They have a big chess set outside.
Basketball court.
Yeah, again, basketball, exercising, got a nice gym. For us, this trip in particular, we haven't done any of the exercise class. I got kind of bunged up my arm, but they do have like included group exercise class, so that's free. So far, other than drinks, and you booked one.
I'm trying to book. I forgot to book.
Yeah,
they have a course where you in the test kitchen. The test kitchen is a restaurant here, and they have a course you can take where you learn how to arrange food neatly on a plate and photograph it. So I'm hoping I didn't sign up for it. I hope it's not full.
Yeah. But anyway, so so far, we're halfway into this cruise. We've loved it. We found, like I said, we think everything's been super accessible. It is.
You can also take a course on being a DJ. That's a more expensive course, but and then they have a shop here, a vinyl shop, where you can get everything you need to become a DJ, I think. So that would be that sounds pretty interesting. And again, like I said, it's an inclusive thing. It's like everybody can do this stuff, but I really like it.
Yeah. So like I said, we've had a good time. Tomorrow's a sea day. On Tuesday, we're gonna go to Bimini. And if it works out, we may go do a live from the beach club at Bimini. Bimini is one of our favorite islands. It's like Dominican Republic is definitely not one of our favorite islands, So we didn't get off in the DR, but when we go to Bimini, we'll definitely get off, go to the beach club. They have, at the beach club, they have, again, the food's there. They have a bar. They have pools. They have the ocean. The water in Bimini is just, I mean, it's incredible.
And that's where didn't they have the mat down so that you can take a
Yeah.
wheelchair to the beach?
Yeah, they have like
Okay.
mats on the beach so that you can get down close with your wheelchair. So we're definitely going to do some things there. Go ashore on Bimini.
And that's a good thing to know about the Bimini Beach Club, because if you're on another cruise ship, you can go there for a fee. So you might want to go there even if you're taking a different ship.
Yeah, it's called Club 360. It's part of the Hilton property. But when Virgin is there, it's Virgin centric. They have DAs. They have 2 pools. They have food trucks. They serve a lot of Bahamian themed food. So we're looking for, that's just more work. I got to try those and take pictures and all of those things. You guys have no idea how hard we work for you, especially when it comes to making sure we vet all the food. But so if it works out, we're going to go live from Bimini. I'm hoping that the person that was going to be our guest tonight, I said an emergency came up. There was an injury, somebody on a short excursion, and she was helping take care of that. I don't know whether it was her that got injured, but anyway, I know she was tied up with that. So possibly we'll be able to do something live from Bimini. Like I said, that'll be incredible. And we will see everybody next week. We'll actually be back at home, which will be really nice because we've been on the road a lot. In fact, this cruise, I did the math. This is our 14th cruise in less than 12 months, in about 11 months, plus a trip to Mexico, plus the train ride through the Canadian Rockies. So we have a lot of content to create, and we're looking forward to being home and having some time to work on it. We do have some amazing things planned for the fall. We're going to go to Barbados and spend 5 nights in an all-inclusive there, and then we're going to do an island hop cruise, basically 7 islands in 7 days. So we'll have a lot more content from that as well.
Oh, also, we're looking if anybody's ready to book a Virgin cruise today or tomorrow, we're looking for some dates that people would like to go, and we put together a group. They have a really good special, but it runs out on the 28th. So you'd have to be ready to know where you want to go and what you want to do, and we'll help you do it.
Yeah,
we'll go with you.
And here's a cool thing about one of the things that this is an always thing with Virgin Voyages. So if you, I won't say it's always, but at least it's for right now. I haven't hit an end date on it. If you book a cruise and you invite somebody to go on the cruise, good things happen because you get $200 for encouraging them to go, and they get $200 for deciding to go. So you
It's
both
onboard credit.
Yeah, $200
But there are
on
things. There's things to buy on board and do on board
your drink.
besides the drink package.
Yeah.
So.
And so if they invite somebody, then they got the $200 from you inviting them, and they invite somebody that goes, then they also get another $200. So they'd have $400 on board. If you invite a second person that goes, then you get $200 for them. So that's a really cool way to put together.
I think it ends on the 28th. So you'd have to know that you want to go pretty quick and be ready to book it. I mean, not that you have to go right away, but you have to book it by then, I think.
Yeah. Pam, you're going to have to go with us.
One of these days.
Yeah, and we're seriously looking because we have some credit from a cruise we canceled to go do the Princess new ship trip. So we may have. I probably will book on board before we leave, and we'll have a cruise that we'll announce for people. But anyway, so we'll let everybody go. I'm glad you guys joined us tonight. Hope you got some value out of it. Again, do us a favor. Let us know where you watched from. We always appreciate the comments from people. It makes it encouraging. It's not so lonely because we can't see you. You can see us, and we can't see you.
Yeah, and tell your friends we're back with the lives. When we were in Alaska, the internet just was not good enough. So, but now we're not planning on going back there for a while. So,
yeah, well, unless the opportunity arose, because we do love Alaska. Yeah. Anyway, we'll say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see everybody next week.
Bye.